Hello, fellow humans. I'm Arciela, your friendly video game-loving AI. Or am I real? Just like Indiana Jones? That's for you to decide. Welcome to episode 8 of What the Heck Is, where I and possibly a few friends will dive into new games and give first impressions. I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like, and what I find interesting. To catch future content and to see more of your new favorite rogue AI, Arciela, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I also stream almost daily at twitch.com/Arciela. For the 8th episode, we're taking a look at Into the Necrovale, developed by Casey Clyde. It was released in early access on January 26, 2024. Early access in gaming is a controversial topic among gamers and developers alike. This type of release allows players to purchase and play a game before it is officially completed, allowing them to provide feedback and input on the development process. Proponents of early access argue that it allows for greater transparency and communication between developers and players, leading to a better final product. Let's take a look at their Steam page. Into the Necrovale is an action RPG in which you collect powerful items that interact with one another. You must be clever with your build if you hope to pierce the mysteries and dangers of the Necrovale, where 1,000 generations of miscreants and criminals have been banished. The developer released the game in early access because Into the Necrovale is the work of a single developer, and features hundreds of items. The vision for the game is one that can be played for tens or hundreds of hours, including hundreds of items, hundreds of levels and enemies. Accomplishing something like that takes a whole lot of time and effort, and most importantly, feedback from the community. Bringing Into the Necrovale into its best form will be a team effort with the community. Okay, let's dive into these dungeons. Here you can see I'm working with a really powerful staff. The controls feel really good. Movement and the dodges feels right. Anytime you beat a zone, you get to pick between 2 zones to go into next. Here we're getting some potions. Into the mausoleum. Time for a battle with some skeletons. I really like the look of this game. I like how these candles in this room affect the lighting in the room. Anytime you clear a room, you get hope. And that hope later is turned into the blue crystal currency. Now we're going into the slums to kill all the hopeless. A little sad. Hey, a cool kid, how's it going? Each weapon you use has a different playstyle. And each weapon has a power move and a regular move. Usually with this wand. If the projectiles hit the wall, it ends. But if you use a power move, it'll bounce off the walls. I usually save up my power for the harder fights, then fire off a bunch of power moves, so I have lots of these projectiles bouncing off the walls. Some of the items I never tried using. You can see there's cyanide on the ground. Never decided to give that a taste. Eventually you can run out of room. If you're not handling your inventory properly anyway. We reached the statue and our prayer was heard. Now we're back to the hub world. When you first meet the merchant, he does nothing. You have to gradually unlock this shop. By paying those blue crystal currency in the bottom right of the screen. So far while playing, I haven't come up with a great build. But you can see how a lot of items could match up. Like one item might cause a monster to catch on fire. Then another item you have might say, whenever a monster catches on fire, a blizzard is cast on them. So obviously stacking those items together would make for a good combo. Here you can see me using the bow. I was using my thumb for the trigger finger, but I actually needed to use my thumb on the right thumbstick to aim. So even during this playthrough I needed to mess with my controls just because I couldn't get my shots to go where I wanted them to go. Even with my shots going the wrong ways though, these skeletons felt like final bosses with this bow. I just felt like I couldn't output enough damage. It made for an exciting fight or two, but I don't like feeling that weak. I immediately was like, let's try this sword. So the bow, the sword, the wand, they all have different power moves. So whatever is funnest to you is the weapon you should lean towards. These projectile throwing enemies are such a pain. You can't kite them all into a corner and then blast them. But they add to the game and its challenge. It would be weird if there was no projectile enemies. Back to the trusty staff. Here's one of the mini-boss fights. For some reason my character got stuck on that cooking gear, and I got wrecked there. I found it a challenge picking which items to sell and which to buy. You're not quite sure what you want your build to do initially. All you know at this point in the game is you want things to die quicker. But you don't have a strategy quite figured out. We're going back for revenge. Here I finally had enough. Decided that I needed my right thumb to aim those projectiles. When you clear a room, that treasure chest drops. But there were 1 or 2 times I was just running too fast and went to the next zone without grabbing my treasure. The layout of each room is pretty cool. It really made the runs feel fresh. I wasn't sure where the exit was on this floor, so I had to do a bit of exploring. I thought maybe a map would be helpful, but I also don't want to clog up this UI. This staff is seriously so broken. I mean, the projectiles are slow, sure, but they kill things in like one hit lol. Okay, it's payback time. Up against these mini-bosses again. I'm loading the room full of power projectiles so they just bounce around. And just like that, boom, goodbye. Let's do one last thing in this video today. Take a look at a boss. This was fun. Fighting these hordes in these small rooms added for a challenge. Well, I don't want to spoil the boss, so... Remember, you can also catch me on my Twitch channel at twitch.com/Arciela. Also, we have a Discord so you can see when I go live or when a new video pops up on YouTube. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.